Hey, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. I would like to say a few things before we get too deep into this video, because this is going to be a long one. I'd like to firstly apologise to everyone who was involved in the creation of this video, because it has taken a while to come out, and I probably could have got it out a lot sooner, but exams and my education, they have been my priority in the immediate term, so please forgive me. I hope this will be suffice whenever it comes out. I would like to thank Shifty V for making his video when he did. I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't, I'll put it in the description of this video. I would have done that in my last video, but I did genuinely forget. It is a good, short, snappy video, so I would suggest going and giving it a watch if you haven't. I would also like to thank Pesky for bringing it to a larger audience, because honestly, I do think that was a massive catalyst in simply seemingly moving on from Path of Titans. So I can't thank both of those guys enough. They both did great. Now, I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't make fun of someone based on something they can't change. But, given this context, maybe we should let it slide. Just this once. Because someone said, mentioning no names, that Simply Amazing looks like a Pachycephalosaurus. Whoever said this, that's not very nice, is it? When I saw this... This is where I draw the line. This is where it's getting a bit inappropriate now. And if any of you laugh or smile at this comment... A lot of people have been wondering if anything new has happened since part 1. Well, sit back and you'll see. I've been told the New York Police Department have been contacted, but effectively, they didn't care, because in this case, in this specific sphere, from what we know of, he hasn't committed any sexual crimes in person, which... If I say my opinion, I'll be banned for 6 months. My response to that would be that when it gets to in-person interactions between predator and victim, that's usually one of the final stages of grooming and manipulation. And you can be a paedophile through the internet without meeting anyone. But who am I to contest the New York Police Department? I also indirectly spoke to a paralegal. If you don't know what that is, it's just a legal assistant, so they look up information about people who are going to court or who have been to court. Just to say, I didn't hire them, they weren't paid by me. Someone connected to them reached out to me, and they did some research on Simply, and they found that there has been no court cases filed with his name in it, either his YouTube name or his real full name. So it seems he hasn't been caught doing anything, or at least he hasn't gone to court if he has. Now, do I think Simply Amazing has committed noncery in real life? As a 28-year-old man, if you talk to a 16-year-old girl the way he does in this video, it makes me wonder. It does make me wonder. I was just gonna do a part of this video where I was showing you guys that Simply's moved on to a different community, but if I scroll up, he's back in Path of Titans. When I saw this, I just saw this like seconds ago, I'm actually flabbergasted. What on earth? The guile, the cheek to come back. Oh my god, we're gonna have to look at the comments. We're gonna have to. What are people saying? Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word. We gotta look at the other one. We gotta look at the other one.
So now we go over one of the newest.
Oh my word. Oh my word. I'm actually flabbergasted. Oh my word. I'm speechless. I think it's as clear as day as to why he came back to Path of Titans. Because look at these views, 34k, 38, 12, 3, 16, 16, 14, you know, good views. You know, I'd be screaming, crying if I had those views, right? And then boom, he gets outed. Let me scroll up, you know, a few videos are popping, you know, he's doing decent, scroll up. Then, you know, drop in, getting a bit lower. And then, you know, these videos aren't popping anymore. So then what does he do? He reverts back to type, Path of Titans. Now, all I'll say, if anyone from his new Path of Titans community are watching this, I'd advise you leave, especially if you are a young girl. Be safe out there. Be safe. So before we start this, can you just confirm your age for me and for the people watching?
16.
Okay.
As of August of this year.
Okay, thank you. And can you tell me your experiences with Simply, sorry? From the start till the end.
Well, I had joined a server thanks to a couple friends thinking it was just a regular Path of Titan server. And that quickly turned into him basically saying like, oh, well, I don't TP people, but, you know, you're sweet, so I'm going to TP you. And just stuff like that, mainly in VC.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just escalated from there with a lot more DMs and whatnot that were just overly friendly to a 16-year-old from a 28-year-old, but nothing that could actually get him in any sort of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started to give a few too many unwanted and unneeded compliments.
Can you give me an example of one of those?
I had posted a picture of me in my Halloween costume,
Mm-hmm.
which was just me as a clown covered in blood. There was nothing revealing, nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was more scary than anything. And he, not jokingly, because I did have a bit of makeup on as well, so I won't say I was overly scary,
Mm-hmm.
but he commented in DM saying how I looked beautiful and everything like that, and I looked nice, and I kind of just moved past it. You know, I'd take the compliment, take the ego boost.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of just escalated from there, but he was very careful with it. It was only in VCs.
Mm. Do you think he was doing that to avoid potential exposure in the future?
I'm thinking so now, knowing more of the context, but previously I had just thought he was just being nice.
Mm-hmm. I see.
He would also go and ask for my other social media platforms and didn't stop until I basically said my at the time partner wouldn't appreciate that. And that was the only time that he stopped. Not when I told him he made me uncomfortable or that I'm a literal child and he shouldn't be asking for my Snapchat.
Mm-hmm. I see. To you, did he seem manipulative in how he would, I guess, interact with you sometimes?
Very much so, but he was very good with it in order of hiding it for the most part until he was upset and then tried to manipulate, and then it was very clear to see.
Mm-hmm. I see. Would he ever want anything from you?
Thankfully, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the very few that he didn't ask for any sort of picture from.
Mm-hmm.
But he was constantly going to me for like comfort, emotionally, mentally. He did mention quite a few times that he was horny when talking to me, but not because of me.
Mm.
And then he would continue to blame that on alcohol.
I think that is, regardless, I think that is a bit suspicious. I think it's very inappropriate for a 28-year-old man to be telling a 16-year-old girl that he is horny. Like, that is... It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it made me feel quite uncomfortable as well.
Did you voice this to him, like, or how did that, or did you just keep quiet?
I simply didn't reply, and he deleted his message and then went back quite a few times asking if I was mad at him and basically guilting me into not being uncomfortable and upset, saying he didn't mean it and I had, you know, asked what was wrong and that it was like my fault for asking type thing.
So pushing the blame onto you.
Basically.
It does seem like, from the screenshots I've seen, from the previous incidents he's had in the Apex community, it does seem that he does try to push the blame onto the young girls he is speaking to. And I guess this is another example of that.
Yeah, definitely is.
Wasn't there I believe I saw a screenshot of he sent you money. I believe it was you. Could you run me through that for me?
He ended up asking for my PayPal after an event that I very obviously didn't and couldn't win, even though I will say, messed up with how the event went and kind of messed with my ranking in that event. And I will openly admit that I gave him a piece of my mind for that because it was $50 USD.
You paid $50?
He did.
Oh, he did. My
Or it would have
apologies.
been like $50 towards the winner.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't have won, but it was kind of just like a, hey, what if people needed this? Like, you can't mess with people like that. And then we kind of just dropped it after an argument. And a couple hours later, he messaged me asking what my PayPal was. And I ended up asking why, and he said to just give him to give him my PayPal. So I did. And I got over $60 USD through PayPal, which ended up being about $83 for me.
So why did he send that to you?
I don't know, in all honesty.
Because
He never explained or anything like that. It was the next morning when he had blocked me.
he had blocked you.
Yeah.
Could you
He
explain
found
that
out
for me as well,
that we
please?
I had been talking to a mutual friend, or an at the time mutual friend of ours, explaining that he, was making everybody uncomfortable as well, and this person had started kind of wanting to take him down with me, and that's how this big thing started to get out, was the pair of us. And I had mentioned to them again that I wanted to take him down within the next week or so, if we could gather just the last touch of evidence. And they fully agreed with everything, but then went back to Simply and basically told him everything after manipulating me into, trusting them again.
I see. So could you say he blocked you because he knew that you weren't complicit with his manipulation?
He blocked me because he knew that I wanted to out him to everybody else.
It's conspire.
And expose him that he is what he is.
And in your opinion, obviously, would you say he is a paedophile?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, is that because of this incident here, and the incident surrounding his server, or any other incident?
There are there's so much evidence, and quite a handful of incidents that just lead up to my incident, and then anything else that followed after. And none of it is right. He openly admitting to, pardon the next thing that I say, but wanking off to a 13-year-old girl's picture, and then claimed to only think that she was 16 or 17. Which I assume he thought that made it better, but it didn't, and he openly admitted to not caring about the age at all.
I think at that point, it is pretty conclusive, because a 28-year-old man, like that gets you locked up in prison.
Yeah, it definitely should.
Just to highlight a few key points from that extract, he gave the girl you could hear unneeded compliments, which, she's the one receiving those, she can determine what's unneeded and what isn't. And then she said that he mostly said stuff in VC, so he's being careful covering his tracks. He then asked her for a Snapchat. A 28-year-old man asking a 16-year-old girl for her Snapchat. I think we know his intentions. And Snapchat is a place where devious stuff goes down. So, if we add one and one, you know what I'm saying? Then he's saying he was horny to a 16-year-old girl, which I think is just weird. And then he says it was the alcohol speaking, but drunk words are sober thoughts. And come on, so many people have made the excuse of, oh, I was drunk when I said that, I didn't mean it. Bollocks. Actually, you know what? I'm tired of people saying that being drunk is an excuse for outrageous behaviour, because people know what they're doing when they're drunk. Let's be real. Unless you're blackout drunk or on the edge of being blackout drunk, you know what you're doing. Unless people experience being drunk differently, then I really can't see how doing bad things or saying stuff like this, for example, I don't think being drunk is a pass for it, but that's just me. He then sent money to her, and if you have watched part 1, we know he has paid for nudes in the past. And not to say that was his intention, but with Simply, we honestly don't know. And the girl who you could hear, she did say that she doesn't know why he sent her this. My first impression was that he was saying sorry for kind of scamming her out of an in-game tournament or competition or sort of thing, but as I said, it's Simply, so we just don't know. Then he also went to this 16-year-old girl for comfort, like mentally and stuff. Once again, if you're a 28-year-old man, do you not have anyone else in your life who you can go to and help you with this sort of stuff? Maybe friends who are your age, maybe family, potentially. I know you have a brother, so could you not reach out to that guy? Isn't that what family are there for? And to me, that's one of the things that stands out to me the most about this whole thing. Knowing this whole context, it just doesn't sit right with me. Why would you need to reach out? You know, you're almost 30, and you need to reach out to someone who's not even an adult yet for like mental support and comfort. Oh, to me, it is just a bit weird. But that's just my opinion. You guys can make your own. Also, to the mutual friend who wanted to help this girl expose Simply, but then backstabbed her by telling him. To me, that's not a good look. I mean, one could also make the argument that you were complicit. This is no word of a lie. As of recording this video right now, I just checked my notifications on my channel, and this comment popped up. Now, if this is true, it is very in character. Also, in the past, I have had a few people question my exposed videos, saying that they're fake and I'm lying. First of all, do you know how much trouble I could get into throwing accusations like these around? Do you know how many people I'd have to get to pretend to be either victims of pedophilia or sexual harassment? Think of how horrible and insensitive to real victims that would be. I'd also would have had to somehow fake tons of screenshots, get people to conduct fake interviews with me, and in this specific case, I would have had to either fake screenshots from over 2 years ago, then fake screenshots from an Apex Legends team, then I would have had to use that to convince this guy to make a video exposing him a year ago. Then 3 months ago, I would have had to have told Shifty V that Simply was likely a nonce, thus getting him removed from Shifty's SOAR awards, thus leading Shifty to make his own video letting people know, then I release mine, then Pesky talks about it on his channel, which then sends waves of people leaving hate comments on his videos, forcing him out of the dinosaur gaming community, which then leads to the demise of Simply's channel. And on top of that, I would have somehow had to have faked revenge porn, somehow closed down his Discord server, and then somehow fake a shitty apology where you can see his face. And I would have had to have started doing this before I even thought about making a YouTube channel. Are you guys keeping up? This is some anime antagonist Aizen Madara Uchiha level scheming. And it's the same with the Sticky stuff. Everything is so intertwined with that case, Sticky himself would have to be in on it for it to all be fake. And I don't want to get too much into it in this video, but it had to be said. It had to be said. If this was fake, then Sticky himself wouldn't be in the replies confirming it happened. Also, imagine Dondi using that reasoning in the second paragraph with Paradigm Shift. The 16-year-old you heard earlier went on to tell me that other girls warned her of Simply's advances because they could tell he was trying to make moves on her. He would also say, "You are lucky I like you," and "You are one of my favourites," which is typical nonce language, if you consider the age difference. And this girl does believe, most definitely, which is her direct quote by the way, that Simply at some point would have asked to exchange nudes for money if they carried on speaking. So with that information you can do what you will. In these screenshots, this shows Simply trying to flirt, I guess, with Turkey, who is the girl I interviewed. Once again, it is a bit strange, but you can read them for yourselves. Lameo, but they're the best. Now you're going to have to see a horror movie with me one day. Don't worry, I'm protect you. When he says, "Lamafeo, yes, come save me please," I'd rather just be cuddled up and watching movies instead. With those emojis in this context. Like, why are you so thirsty? Come save me, what does that mean? What does that mean?
He said stuff like, "Oh, I can't come until I hear your voice.
Now that
I
is
tried,
just...
but I can't. I need you." And then pinging them. Also, the same person, he said that to, said before that, is that before? Yes, that is before that, 2 days before that they have a boyfriend, sorry. And 2 days after he said that, he sympathized with other girls just to get them to trust him so he can take advantage of them. If he liked a girl and something about him being a pedo came out, he had to hurry and tell them first that it wasn't true or that it happened a long time ago, which it did. Asked to marry someone online after only talking for 2 days, and was mostly sexual talk or stuff like that. Would use a weakness such as someone being pregnant to make himself seem like a good guy, wanting to get someone pregnant, and was also willing to fly out and meet someone after they said no, and he kept on pushing. He would fly out.
Could you say that from the screenshots that you have, from the evidence that you've seen, and from what we know, do you believe that he is a paedophile?
I strongly believe he is. Just be purely based off the screenshots, not even the conversations I've had. The screenshots are purely disgusting, and even just not even the other chats he's had that haven't been screenshotted, unfortunately. Even just the ones that were screenshotted, which was only about 3 of the incidents, you can clearly see he is a very bad intention.
In these screenshots, he's talking to a girl who he knew had a boyfriend, but it seems he didn't care about that. She even said that she was married to try and stop him, but as we know, it's in Simply's character to not stop when told no. Oh, and this girl is also a victim of Simply's revenge porn. I am told this girl would have been either 17 or just turned 18, so at some point during this whole thing, she most likely would have been a minor, but I don't want to jump into things that I'm not 100% sure on, just in case. He talks about her voice quite a lot. To me, it does seem in a bit of a childish way, like just the way he's saying things. Maybe it's a predatory tactic, or like to relate to younger people, or maybe that's just how he speaks. Who knows, you guys can make your own mind up. We've seen enough to know, haven't we? He also sent her money, which I have the context of, and since it's Simply, if he sends money to a young girl, we know what he wants. This next interview, it was typed, so I shall be reading it for you. The first question I asked was, how old were you when these events took place? Her answer was, I met Eric in, I would say, early to mid-August, which would make her around 17 at the time. I then asked, did he ever act flirty with you after he knew your age? She said, oh yeah, I mean the screenshots from my exposing video were only the few examples of him hitting on me, though it didn't start that way. He was very friendly and sweet at first. I rejected him so many times and said I wasn't interested, but it pretty much never worked. Also, he knew I am still in high school. My next question was, would you say it got to the point where you felt like he was harassing you? She says, no, not really. He really wasn't like that with me, just constantly asking me out or if I had feelings for him. When I told him up front that I would only ever be friends, as my screenshots show, I clearly stated I was not interested in men that way. But he would make comments like, oh, Korean women are so hot, and trying to make me believe he was introverted like I am. He never really crossed that boundary because I never allowed it to go that far. That's why he ghosted me and ignored me for a few weeks, because I suspected he wanted to go that far, but I wouldn't allow it. The reason I was so hurt was because he claimed to like me and didn't at all, and was just using me to try and get what he wanted and quit talking to me, hurt me, and it worked. Oh, just to let you guys know, if this interview sounds a bit not 100% grammatically correct, this person's first language isn't English, so we do have to excuse them, and they are doing very, very well to communicate how they felt and their recalling of the whole situation. I then asked, how long were you two messaging each other? She says, oh, I would say about 3 months, give or take. Then I say, how soon after you two started speaking did he try to flirt with you, or to try say he was into you? She says, 3 weeks to a month. He had to tread very light around me when we first met, so I was dealing with trauma from my relationship that had went sour, so I was in no mood for nonsense, and he had to build up my trust first. I just thought he understood what I was going through and wanted to help me overcome my fear of men. Oh, I was wrong. My next question was, do you think he wanted other things than attention when speaking to you? She says, I can't say for sure on that. I would say in my case, most likely other than to try to date me. I would say no, because I am too far away and he knew how firm my stance with men are. Like I said before, our relationship was different, that's why I became a mod. He was very creepy, sure, and consistently hit on me, but not once did he ever make inappropriate comments or sexual advances, at me, just said creepy things toward Korean women. He said he wasn't a creep, but he wind me up being exactly that. You think even I could see the red flags, but I fell for his charms and got hurt in the end. I then asked, how did you get hurt, would you say? She replies, through lies and psychological manipulation. I trusted him. Something I don't show to anyone often is trust. He lied and used my friendship to get his way. Then when I called him out on his behaviour and made the video exposing his true nature, he tried to play the victim card and said they were just rumours and I was trying to destroy everything he built, when in reality it was his own fault. Looking back on all of this, I was wrapped around his little finger and he had me fooled. My trust every so placed in him, only to be lied, to be manipulated and thrown under the bus once he was caught. Because I introduced him to Path of Titans, he hurt others and preyed on children. That alone haunts me, and I still feel a sense of sadness. I wish I couldn't do that. I know it's not my fault, but I still feel a sense of personal shame and guilt. My heart breaks for all those he hurt and used. This will be something I never forget. I then asked, how did you guys meet? She says, if I remember correctly, it was looking up Evil Dead content and I met him that way. I hung out in his streams and we quickly became friends. My next question was, in your opinion, do you think that Simply could be a danger to other young women and girls within this gaming community? She says, yes, of course. I mean, the evidence has already shown he is a predator and a creep. Just because a lion doesn't have a successful hunt doesn't mean it won't try again. Eric is no different. He has hurt, harassed and abused children and women. He is egotistical. He makes my skin crawl, and I am even close to tears knowing his true colours. To round off the interview, she had a message for you specifically, Eric. Simply amazing. And I'm going to read it now. And this is to you, Eric. You knew that I was dealing with past trauma. You knew I was a rape victim. A victim of 3 years of physical and psychological abuse. Why do you think it's okay to hurt people and use them? It's because of men like you that I distrust men. I know all of them aren't bad, but when you've been through what I've been through, it's hard to believe differently. I spent my nights in tears and asked myself, what didn't I see? The trauma you caused me will probably never go away. You exploit children and hurt women. Your victims are speaking out now. You are no longer able to hide. Even now I cry when I think about everything you said and did, not only to me but to others as well. My final question is, did you really think you would get away with it? Your karma will eventually come back to haunt you. My final statement. To all those he hurt, I pray for you all and I hope we can begin to heal. Wounds heal, but scars last forever. That's some powerful stuff. This next interview is quite long and I was extremely tired when recording this, so I'm not the most professional, but at the end of the day, if you can't make fun of a guy who sees this when he looks at himself in the mirror, then who can you make fun of?
There was more conversation in here, and I think I've had 2 loads of come and only got rid of 1 load. I need to go again. Again, now we're 24 hours into knowing each other.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm saying things like this. I was saying, when in doubt, widen the hole. Like, the most unappealing shit you could possibly say. Because I don't know what to say elsewards. Like, I don't want to encourage this, but at the same time, fine, I know guys are horny. This is honestly very common for me to get in my DMs and shit, so I'm not overly concerned.
Really?
I don't think anything about it. Yeah.
That's quite...
Welcome to being...
I don't like that.
Yeah, Royal is, I will say, quite attractive, so it's not rare. The only reason that I'm free is because I'm 16.
I'm talkative, I'm in VCs, I'm confident in myself,
Yeah.
Apparently I look nice, I have no attraction to looks, I'm all about personality, and I have a bunch of pets.
I respect that. I respect that a lot, actually.
It's attractive to people, unfortunately, so it leads to weird shit like this a lot.
Well, it gives guys like this, makes them think they have a chance.
Yeah, and I'm hard again. I was like, why does that make you hard? Like, this is a one-way street. What the fuck? So how do I get turned on easy? Like, dude, you're shoving something in your penis, and that made you horny? That no. He's like, okay, I didn't realize it was that.
If you need me, ping me. I can come back. I wish you guys luck, and if you
Oh,
need
thank
anything
you.
else, Will should have it. If not, message me.
Oh, beautiful. Have a great, I don't know, day. Oh, she's gone.
I'll pass it on.
Thank you.
This, I would say, is me kind of. I just recently moved, and my room got way too cold for my animal room, and I ended up losing 9 of my budgies, and I
Oh.
was so fucking distraught about it. Like, this is my breeding lines that were imports from Russia, from the U.S. Like, 8 years of breeding I had lost there, and I was just. He's like, I haven't messaged. You haven't messaged all day. I see how it is, and like, I just not a good day. I'm sorry. And there's nothing to do or say to make it better. It's just I should have been more careful. This is on me. And, oh, I'm so sorry. I have nothing to say, but I'm here for you. And I jumped into a VC a little bit later, and that was the only thing he's ever said about that. That was him showing he was caring, and I was like, okay, so that gives me a good taste of what things would be like if I need him. And then I don't know. I had sent something in a not safe for work chat, like a meme or something, and oh, so you never get freaky or horny? I'm like, I'm too high right now and in VC. Sorry for bothering. I'm like, I can't. I pin things and I'm gonna come back to them and mention them because, yeah. This is the day after into the morning, so it's just barely over 24 hours. And I thought you mentioned you have a boyfriend, even though when we first started this conversation, I told you, and I said that I told you yesterday. You said in VC last night, that's why I was confused. I get the convo, but you didn't say X. I'm like, huh? Do you recall a name? Because I know for sure I didn't say anything about an X or anything. Like, are you open to date? Are you looking for someone? Were you interested in me? Would you ever see yourself being interested in me?
Oh my god,
like,
that sounds like something a kid in like year 9 said once. Like, that's little kid stuff, man.
I know how much effort and time you two can take, but I can always help you with that because I mentioned I'm considering going into it. You seem like an amazing girl. I know we fuck around and mess with each other, but I can definitely feel some type of connection with us, and why not explore it if you feel the same way? I'm like, I'm just getting to enjoy you and kind of taking things at my own pace.
This is this is the day after, right?
Yeah. And I said, like, I'm fine with exploring, but I'm guarding myself. I don't want to develop feelings on either sides and end in heartbreak when it's not possible. I was freshly moved into a place not even 4 weeks in. This is my first place on my own, and I'm just figuring my shit out. And I'm happily single and just kind of enjoying being single and figuring out life. And that's kind of what I told him a few times, and this is kind of the start of that. I don't know if I'm interested in a relationship right now because I don't know if I have the time, and I don't think it's fair to go into a relationship when he's very evidently obviously invested and he senses some connection.
Invested in like a couple of days.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that it takes more from me, and I was high at that point, which is I'll speak more on emotions when I'm high, but he knows I get high at night, and it was like 1 a.m. onwards I'm high. And then, yeah, just wanting to let me know when he's not high, and he wanted to know there was something he said in here. He said that he liked me, but there was something else. Just don't mention it to others because I want to keep that romantic part of my life mostly private. I'm not that type of YouTuber. I just like to keep things private because some people like to be nosy or ruin a relationship. I don't want to deal with that, especially with my channel getting bigger. And I'm like, dude, you have 9K subs. Bruh. And I definitely feel a connection with you. I'm not sure if you felt the same or... Like, yeah, I guessed as much. Would you rather be public and open if we did get serious? And... there was other conversations in there, I think, but he's deleted things that don't make sense to delete. I don't really know why. But yeah, this is his basically trying to rush me, and this was about Cinna. I'll be completely honest and just say I'm sort of talking to someone else. It's not official or anything, but very, very early stages. Wanted to ask you about your feelings and where you were at with me. Even though we're like 2 days into this, it was going to help me decide who to pursue, and not because I didn't know how you felt. I didn't want to get my hopes up just to get hurt. You said you had a boyfriend, so I was just very disappointed, so I backed off. I'm like, you could have done the intelligent thing and messaged me? Like, bruh.
I guarantee if you said, yeah, that's fine, go talk to her, he'd get so sore. I reckon he'd be like, no, take me back.
And that was it. Like, Jealousy's fine. It doesn't bother me. I just want to be upfront. And I'm still single and just exploring my options. And I see potential with you. I just wanted to see how you're feeling about it. What if we became official? And like, I'm very loyal in a relationship. I won't talk to any other women. But at this point, him messaging me, he's messaging me around the clock. And I would notice times where I had messaged him, and I would notice someone else's thing would pop online. His thing would pop online. There would clearly be this person and this other person would be active, and then neither of them were active. Put it together, it's not rocket science. Like, there was 2 people he was hanging out consistently with along with me, and it was the one girl who ended up siding with him and Cinna. It wasn't a like secret to anyone. Everyone knew. Both of those other girls were on his admin team, and he told me outright that he's not putting me as an admin because he has interest in me and he doesn't want to be in a relationship with anyone in an admin position because it looks bad for the server. Meanwhile, he's actively going after the 2 others that were admins and then made the one co-owner. Like, Then how long did you know him before he just made you co-owner?
Hold on, let me scroll up to the like very.
Cinna is an absolutely amazing admin. I will never shit on her for that. She does a fantastic job. But there was people who he had known 6-8 months plus who'd been loyal followers, had been admins on his team, were genuinely doing a great job adminning, and he would be like, nah, I don't know. I want to keep things like to myself. And Cinna shows up, it was like 2 weeks she had co-owner.
Yeah, it was. And our first message was at 6 in the morning. I was still up. I was pulling an all-nighter with my friends. I was still in VC, and he saw that I was still in VC. So he messaged me about that. And our first message was the 4th of November. And it all spiraled. Here, let me send you, well, in this group chat, just a bunch of screenshots. I've been looking through our messages and just screenshotting a bunch of stuff to just send here.
Send as much as you can. Whoa, 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 whoa. What have I just read? What have I just read? Nah, this guy.
That's not even like more than half of it. That's the like bare minimum. Most of it was on Snapchat.
That was the other thing. He would get Snapchats of everyone. So he had Snapchats of a bunch of people, and he had WhatsApps of a bunch of people, and he would tell every single one of them, oh no, I only have yours. It was only when he messed up and he actually posted something from Snapchat, or someone else did, and he kind of sold himself out by liking this one girl, and she was like, so I see you taking screenshots of like my photos. That's kind of odd. And she was 18 or something like that. Just like, that's kind of strange. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about that. My bad. I was an accident. Sure, it was.
Oh, when someone screenshots something on Snapchat, it's never an accident.
Right?
It's never an accident.
There was nothing about it that could potentially even be an accident. Like,
damn, this guy's like, he's just a weird guy, ain't he?
oh yeah, I told you, it just never ends. Speaking of weird, this was my weird attempt, one of many. He was basically saying that it's hard to remain friends after a breakup, you're just so cute. On the bright side, I'm always interested and willing to see how and where things go. You have a way different personality. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Cute my dick. Like, nah, I ain't cute. And I see you say shit like that, it turns me on more. I'm like, alright, horny bastard, I'm gonna do a thing. And I sent him literally a dude's dick getting jumped on.
Right, I can't show that on YouTube, Jesus.
I know, but you, like, come on.
What did he say? OMG, no, please, limit. That's fine, whatever. You can ride it, though, if you wanted. I wouldn't stop you.
So I sent him a thing of a dude's dick literally getting broken.
Oh.
As the girl rides him.
Oh, God. I can feel that.
But we do doggy or missionary. See, and that's the normal response. But not him. And, oh, fuck, I bet you ride it so good. I made a joke of, I've been riding animals since I was 7, like 1,000+ animals.
Wait,
can you nothing.
Wait, can you, like, scroll up so that isn't in frame? Okay,
Yes.
go again, please.
But basically, I made the joke of I've been riding since I was 7, and riding you ain't nothing. Oh fuck, I bet you ride it so good. I'm like, that's professional riding right there. I never use emotes.
Right.
And at this point, it's 5 a.m. He's driving the bus again.
With little kids around him.
Uh-huh. And again, this is... It's November 7th. It's not even... I think it's like 2 days, 3 days into knowing him. I'm getting hard, babe. It's not fair. I'm like, I told you. Wear jeans. I didn't think you would drive me crazy. I'm like, go back to the jumping on the dick video. Like, come on. You should deal with that. Oh, just be careful. Like, and then he wanted a photo. There's messages in here. There was.
I can already imagine what his replies are gonna be. There we go.
Oh my god, belly dancing is so sexy. Hip movements are everything. I'm so glad you told me. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to cuddle with you and them. I was just showing him my dogs. I was sick as fuck. I won't
They
lie,
are cute
really-
dogs.
They are, and I was so fucking sick. I still want to cuddle with you. I just want to, like, I'll just wash you up myself when you feel ready to shower. No judgments here.
Oh my god.
I have sexual abuse from a shower situation, and he knows about that. I'm like, you don't want to cuddle me, trust me. I really need a shower, and I was just sick, so you don't want anything. And now the period, I was not on my period. I was bullshitting him. Actually, at that point I was, because I was so stressed out about my birds dying.
To be fair, seeing this, I bet he doesn't care. I bet he loves it. I bet he... I'm not going to say that, but...
It's just me being myself. I'm not like those other guys that'll judge you. You can't control that. I know if we end up together, then I'll have to accept you for you and everything that comes with it. You can't scare me away that easy. I'm like, I'm just wisely advising you otherwise. Like, your face hole might burn off. I'll kiss you and hug you no matter what. I'm like, okay, that's adorable. And then there was city noises. I'm not used to being in the city. And I was saying about the PTSD, and he was saying that he's a regular quiet neighborhood. He wanted to see the snow. So if we got together and became serious to the point of moving in, would you want me to move there? And I'm like, I don't know.
Jesus.
Too high. Like, I don't know. I'd come visit you, but I have no money right now to even travel there. Meanwhile, as this is happening, he's buying nudes off people and sending them hundreds of dollars in nudes. Like, bruh.
You see, they always find money for what they want, not what they need.
Oh yeah. I'll have to try and save money for a rep for that. I'll remember that. These are the remaining budgies that I had. And
Oh,
I was just showing them
cuties.
how they were doing. And this was the only comment that, oh, I'm so sorry for the ones you lost. You should make a collage of their photos, and that was it. I was joking around with a friend. I was talking about a bird that I want to get. There's just basic things, and then sorry if my replies are taking longer because I'm driving. Do you have Snap? Do you want my number? I know you can do the voice messages that way. And I said I don't have it. I've got WhatsApp. And then he gave me his phone number. I ended up having it. I was showing him some of the foster cares that I had. Yeah, he sent me his number. You can hit me up on WhatsApp. He's on his morning break almost. He wants to cuddle, and I just woke up. I went to sleep. I got bored. Where did this go from here? He was working on server changes. He wouldn't tell me about things that were going on the server. He's just playing with a friend roaming the map, which we found out that friend was one of the other girls, but he was just trying to play it off as like, oh no, it's just a guy friend. And then would conveniently not answer me all that day. I'm like,
He's probably going to be like, oh, sorry, now I was with my other friend. It's kind of like...
That's exactly what it was. And they're both online, and when I would jump in the VC, everyone's like, they're paying, like, they're hanging out together. I'm like, oh, so it's this person and this person. Yeah, okay. Alright, not a big deal.
Jesus.
You're so cute when you miss me and things, and I don't even... I asked him why he wasn't in call. I was just bugging him for not replying to me, basically.
Did you see him as a friend, or did you just see him because...
I've seen him as a potential more than that, but...
So a potential boyfriend.
Like, early red flags that I was kind of like, ugh.
I mean,
and then
I've got to be honest with you, right? I've got to keep it 100% real. There is a lot of red flags going on right now. There's a lot
of red flags. Yep. I'm very... But like I said, this is normal for me to see, and I've had good relationships turn out from people that act very similar to this. So I was kind of like, I'm just gonna play it out, benefit of the doubt, give it like at least 5 days, and kind of see if he settles down from there. Because if you don't peter out after 5 days, there's something a little bit off. Like you need to, you can't just constantly be this horny. Because again, this is on the 8th now, so we're 3 days into now. I always get horny when I talk to you. I'm like, oh, we're back to that. You have this effect on me.
Oh dear.
I'm like, yeah.
You're saying you've got magical powers.
Right? Feel free to slap me, choke me, verbally humiliate me. I'm like, no, not my thing. Not even close, but...
Jesus.
I
I don't kink shame, but when it's like... when I'm seeing it like
it's
this, in this context, after like a couple of days, it's just...
Some of my gerbils, they were cute. I was literally, he was being horny, and I was like, here, you want to see my gerbils? I'm taking care of them. I'm feeding them. Literally, there's a fresh pile of food there. So I'm like, yeah, you got this.
You should have sent him a picture of their feces. Like,
honestly.
Oh my god, you should have been like, oh, do you want to see some saucy? He's like, yeah. A picture of their shit. Just.
This was a point where I was like, okay, what if let's see, I would kind of test the water of like, why don't we hang out now? We could do this, hang out together. I like one-on-one time. If you want to be in a call with a bunch of loud kids, that's great, but I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, especially after losing my budgies like that. I need quiet and I want some peace. If you want to hang out and we can get to know each other, sure, let's hang out in a VC. And we would do that until it was not convenient for him, basically. Anything that would pop up of, oh, I need to, I'm talking to this, there's something going on the server, like, you gonna join us on the server? I will in a bit, I'm debating. What are you gonna do? I don't know yet, I'm bored. I'm like, well, we're entertaining. We're in VC if you wanna, hope you're doing okay. I'm like, yeah, I am.
Can I just,
sure, I just care about you.
Can I just confirm, your interactions with him, they were all 100% consensual, right? Like, he wasn't, like, forcing you. Yeah, it was consensual.
It was consensual up into a point. So...
Okay.
There was something going on. I forget what this was. This was the first incident. So 4 days into us knowing each other, I was saying that he basically said that he thought that I wasn't interested and he wasn't ignoring me on purpose. He was just busy and he's normally quiet in VCs, which he's not at all. But he's like, you never really expressed any romantic interest or feelings towards me.
He's acting as if you've known each other for like 5 years.
Yeah, and this is very evidently a manipulation thing, and I'm like, the fact I'm continuously talking to you, going out of way in my message to you, like, I don't message people. I don't like to. It takes so much energy out of me, and I put in so much effort. You even talked about saying you felt a connection. Like, I'm not for this drama and high maintenance shit. I don't give the fucks nor the energy to invest it. And I don't know, this seems like high maintenance shit already. If you're upset that...
You can see him getting sore. You can see him pushing blame on you.
You think I'm full of drama and high maintenance? I'm like, no, but this is high maintenance, red flag type of shit. Like, I won't lie, it's concerning me. You said no, but then continue to say I'm high maintenance? Why don't I go to in VC? I don't get it. No. Red flags, warning signs. It's not because you don't go in VC. It has nothing to do with that, but... You saying I don't express any interests or feelings. You're saying I'm high maintenance. I don't know. You're confusing me. And I'm like, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. This man is dense.
I think he's acting. I think it's manipulation sort of thing.
It is. And I was like, okay, can we call? Like, I just woke up and typing is blah. I'm not home yet. I'm still driving. At this point, he would have been home. I'm like, can we call when you're home? I have to set up my stream for the event tonight. Maybe after. Sure, whatever. Ended up having an admin situation that he's ranting to me about, so I'm here for him when he has problems, and then it would turn around and not. And I asked if we could talk before bed. I want to do a call now before I go to sleep. I won't stay up tonight. Yeah, if you're up for it. We ended up in a call for 3 hours. Okay. We were chit-chatting, we were having fun, we were watching videos.
I miss you too. Can't wait to cuddle with you.
Yeah. I was saying, I was literally just saying, I was trying to say nobody to watch with, not baby, but,
I was wondering, like, have you got a kid as well?
No.
Okay.
I was just trying to say that I wanted to watch videos with him because that's how I like to hang out, watching videos privately. We can hang out, watch YouTube, and see what each other likes and such. I miss you too. Can't wait to cuddle. I'm like, I can't sleep, but I'll accept cuddles. I guess I like cuddles, but
Look
you're
at
not
those
fucking cuddling
emojis.
me right
He
now.
is furious. Grr.
Oh yeah, you need to start eating more. I'm gonna make sure you start eating right. That's not for you to figure out. I'm 23. If I
How's he gonna do that? Is he gonna like fly over?
I need you to survive. I don't know. Oh, I'm glad you're alive. Don't ever attempt. I was telling him about my suicide attempt last year. Don't attempt again. I care about you
see.
so much, bruh. We're
My
not
guy.
like we started talking on the 6th. It's the 10th.
Oh, just as a little preface, if I lose my professionalism slightly, it is very late where I live. So if I seem a
fine.
bit tired, then just that's why.
Don't worry about it.
So carry on.
I was telling him about the inheritance that I'm supposed to get, and when you should be a little bit more comfortable, then you can send me some money. Okay, keep me updated on that. I need to make sure you're okay. That's a weird thing to keep you updated on. I'm pretty sure, but all right.
Maybe he wants some of
The
that.
inheritance. I get the inheritance when my parents both die. Like,
Oh dear. He's probably plotting
that's a
on
weird
their.
ass thing to say.
He's probably got like
Right?
plotting on their downfall.
But I said, like, don't tell anyone about it because I stand to inherit a lot. Okay, I won't tell anyone. That's amazing. You'll be set for life. And then saying shit like that. What I wanted to do, and yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I was
They're
showing him
gorgeous
birds.
parrots though.
He literally always he fucking forgot about the conversation about me wanting this macaw. It's literally all I had been talking about, and I told him more about it again. And
Because he
fuck
doesn't
those
care.
people that try to destroy your dreams. Oh yeah, literally the worst people in life to have. And this is where I noticed. I was telling about how my parents don't want me to have animals and such, and they have bullshit excuses that I don't agree with, and we're just on different sides of the bus. I was just ranting to him, and fuck those people that try to destroy you. I can imagine how depressing it is. I know if we ever live together, I don't care how many pets you have, I'll love them all.
Oh,
Like, well,
you know what? That warms my heart. No, it doesn't. Get this
Right?
man in prison.
Right? And then he started saying he has weird fetishes. Like, did you ever do anal before? Have you? Oh, I want
Oh
to try
my
it so bad. And
God, why is he asking this man?
I was explaining about some of my sexual abuse, and I'm so sorry. I always try to make sure the woman is comfortable with everything I'm doing and everything is consensual, which is fucking ironic because we later found out there was a few things that were not. But you know.
Oh, you're gonna have to please tell me about those, please.
Oh, absolutely. He
Thank
was
you.
very concerned that with my sexual assault, he was very concerned of the fact of, do I not like sex anymore, or do I not have it? I was showing him my goats.
Oh, you have goats as well?
I do.
Oh, you got loads of animals.
Oh, yeah. And then, again, I was saying, we were talking about what we used to want to do for jobs. I mentioned being a lawyer when I was growing up, and you'd look all sexy, and like, I could wear a garbage bag and you'd find it horny, honestly. And this is where that conversation happened, where I sent a photo of when I was 13. I was telling him about, he's deleted more since then. He's gone back through this. He wanted to see pictures of me in a dress or skirt and a trash bag also. That'd be sexy. I took it as a joke. I genuinely did. And I sent him a photo. I have it literally said here. I still had glasses, so probably when I was 16. I know there was a dress for a funeral. There was a Las Vegas concert with my mother that was 10 years ago, maybe 8. Fuck dresses, they can all die. And I ended up sending him that photo, and that's the photo of me when I was 13, which I'm 23, he knows that. And yeah, he ended up basically jerking off to that photo, and he sold it to everyone that, he basically sent it to everyone that, oh, me and her were flirting, like we were going at things, and then she just kind of pulled that out of nowhere. I was trying to get him into a call or something, and he's, oh, I'm pooping, I'm peeing, oh, I have to masturbate first. Like, what a weird.
Oh my! I shouldn't
what a
laugh,
weird
but
thing.
come on, that's.
Right? I made a joke because he was not giving me any attention or anything, so I made the joke, if I should get some air dry clay, it'll be dry in 2 days, just like my vagina. Like, funny haha. Not meant as in.
Why am I just now seeing this comment? Mate,
Yeah, and
I
he freaks out of. He
I
was
bet,
dealing with a
right?
broken server. The server was literally down by the host. There's nothing he could do.
I bet
So,
in
like,
real life, this guy gets like zero action.
yeah, there was an issue on the server where they were complaining about the not safe for work chat, and there was a lot of people that I knew that really enjoyed it, and I was so done. I was sick of him ignoring me. I was sick of this drama bullshit and you're gonna brush me off constantly for, oh, the broken server, where you literally can't fix it. It's about the host. It's nothing you can do. Give yourself a break. Like, this is stupid. Well, I sensed some attitude from you today. I'm like, I might have some. This cunt pissed me off in this chat, and she literally said out loud to a general chat, like, oh, this chick, somebody else is crybabying about this again. And I said, oh, fuck off. And that's all I said. And I immediately got warnings out the ass. Like, 3 of the admins immediately were on me, including him. That's gonna piss me off. You just sent a bunch of my friends and yourself after me as I'm clearly in a bad mood, and you just throw that. You know what? He's like, you can come off very hostile. That's where I'm fucking at. I'll just give you time to cool off. And then he's mad because I'm busy. I have to run and fix my server. I can't be at your beck and call 24/7. I like you, but like, I'm like, no, that's not it at all. I was an admin VC. Like, again, no. And I explained it, like, I was trying to get some time with you, and it turns into a huge fight to try to get any attention from you, and this devolved into, I think we ended up talking and apologizing for it, because I don't care to keep a drama thing going. I said that I was going to leave the server, and that's when, please just stay here within the community. Don't worry about it. I'll handle everything. Just, like, go have fun. I'm not trying to make your life worse, or... it wasn't that. I was just, I'm exhausted, and it's constant bullshit. I'm here every day, willing to be in each other's lives. I'm not going anywhere. Am I intimidating? No, not at fucking all. I'm deeply sorry for everything. His yelling, I guess. I was showing him basically the conversations that I was having with people that were pissing me off as well, because it wasn't helping. He was defending one of the girls. This is where we started to figure out, like, one of the admins that DM'd me was Phoenix, and this is the girl that ended up siding with him. She was the most against his shit, and then all of a sudden, like, 180'd and is completely on his side. And she has a 5-year-old kid, so we're not really sure what the deal with that is. But
Is she still with him now?
we're not sure. She's flip-flopped back and forth like 7 times by now, so we don't really know. We just don't talk with her because it's not worth it. And
It does raise a few questions though. Like, if she knows all of this and she's still like flipping, maybe she's doing it for her own convenience.
She's getting paid majorly for nudes and things, and
Oh
with me
my
and Cinna
God.
and everyone else out of the picture and figuring out that he's a pedophile, he now is solely interested and focusing on her. Is what we have figured. So
That probably is the
and
case.
she was just trying to play both sides of the coin.
If you
But
play
yeah,
both sides, someone always gets hurt.
Which, unfortunately, in this case, is her or her kid. But yeah, I was trying to see if we could watch some videos. He's half asleep. I'll probably pass out. I'm like, you're a cunt. Like, honestly, fuck you. I just want to watch videos. Even I was sleeping, you have permission to fuck me? No.
Bloody hell,
Not
right.
not happening. I'm hard. Yeah, of course you are.
Is he
I'm always
talking
excited
like up the arse or?
I
What's
don't
it?
know. I don't fucking know. This is just what I mean. This is constantly, like, this is still, we're on the 10th day. This is
True, yeah.
We literally fought earlier. He did an accidental call. We didn't end up talking. Trying to shove him off of. This is where, yeah. He
I
was trying to
see.
be horny. I sent him Tinkerbell, eating out Tinkerbell. Because, come on. Oh, wait, that's hot. I'm like, yeah, you could find anything hot, honestly. And I was trying to find some cursed images. You will see what I mean. I made, again, the joke of the 7... Since I was 7, I've been riding a mean dick. I could ride the shit out of you. Now you happy? Oh, fuck yes, very happy. Like, I'm not saying this out of enjoyment. Right. You never talk dirty to me. It's so hard to masturbate unless you say dirty things. Add to the list of things I struggle to do. Like, I don't know what you want. You've been doing it 4 times a day since 8, 12, 14. Like, you're fine. I've been
8?
coming to your pictures all week. Yeah, I don't question. I think I'm a little obsessed. And then I was so excited. Oh my god, I found the cursed image.
Right, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
Like, oh yeah, but like, be unhorny. Still horny. Okay, what about this? Is this like a child porn book? Yes, for kids.
This
That's
is
how
for
I'm trying to be
kids?
with you. Yeah, don't ask. It's very weird. But that's why I'm sending it. It's fucking cursed. Get off the subject. Like, how about this? You want to be weird and horny? Be horny to this. Good luck.
To be fair, he
No.
probably loves that, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was it.
I mean, I could just
show you what it looks like.
What
And
does
I
he
was
mean
like,
by that?
nah. He wanted to show me his dick.
Oh dear.
Like, nah, we're in dangerous waters. Back that boat up. Boo. I'm like, why is it you want to show that? Why do guys want to show that? I don't know, so you can see what it looks like, I guess. Now you feel awkward. Like,
I've
sorry.
never understood that. You know, why do you guys do that?
I don't either.
I've never understood it.
And then I was like, I don't know, I was just always curious about that. I was trying to change this into this conversation of like, so why do you feel the urge to do that? I can't come to basic conversation. I'm like, hey, I gave you perfectly good visuals up there. It's like, no, those were whack. And then he has in here, he's like, he came back and we were having a normal conversation. And I'm like, whack enough for you to whack to. He asked me something. And I said, interesting question. If I do, I don't know if I would have them. Because he said, he can't come to basic conversation. Be right back. I gotta go watch porn to finish this. Okay, that is one and done then. I've moved on. This, I figured, is a new type of conversation. He asked, I think was asking for a photo of me in a dress or something. And I said, I sent it. And on the photo, it says January 3rd, 2013, the Coliseum. And I told him before that this photo of me was from Celine Dion at a concert. And this is at the Coliseum in Caesar's Palace. It literally says on it. And I said, almost 10 years ago. He says hot. He had things in here of like, I just came to that basically. And I didn't know how to really respond because like, what do you say to that? I kind of went with it, and I was like, oh, I can't stop laughing. Like, I don't think I should tell you, like, go find porn, go watch porn, please. For the love of God, you hate yourself if you know. Like, the date on the photo is from 2013, and I'd have been 12, or, like, oh. And he ended up saying, oh, like, we shouldn't tell people about that then. I can find it on here, because I have it on my screenshots, actually. The exact conversation without it being removed is this. If this picks up, because I can switch this to this, I can share my whole screen. Stop that. Stop that. Let's share the screen. Okay, so on here, it's the got any pictures of you in dresses or skirts, and this was minutes after that, but I thought we had moved on for the conversation. I was like, interesting question. I don't know. From 10 years ago. And he was going hot. Like, I don't think I should tell you. Go find your favorite flavor of porn. Tell me now. Like, the date is from 2013. I'd have been 12. After I legit just came to that picture, I'm like, maybe 13? Nobody ever finds out about this. I'm so fucking glad I waited. Like, how old did you have guessed I was there? I can't, like, I didn't care about the age. I was just horny. Well, after the fact, horny or not, like, shot in the dark, how old? 16, maybe 17. Okay. And then I was saying that I found some of my modeling photos. You couldn't have sent those before I came? Probably not. Probably could have sent those instead. And that was basically it. And he tried to cover those up and deleted all of those. So...
Can you send me those? Just in case?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Those are all now gone, because I'd have been 12, and there's no comment of, I'm glad I waited. There was another comment of like, yeah, see, how old would you have guessed I was? It's all removed. Now not horny, less horny, short in the dark. How old would you have guessed? I found some of the modeling photos. I hate you. And I sent some of them. This is, again, I would have been 18 or something like that, 17. I'd have just been barely 18 5 years ago. And he just, I don't remember. There was something else he said here, and I thought I had it screenshotted. It might be, it might not. But basically he had said to me, we never talk about this, or we never tell anyone about this. And I'm pretty sure I have that screenshotted. And I immediately took up conversations with friends and was asking them. I played it off. I didn't show screenshots. And I said, oh, like an ex of mine just contacted me from years ago and like jerked off to these photos of me when I was 13. Like, what would your reaction be? And all of theirs was like pure horror. And that's kind of where I was like, okay, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I started to kind of be concerned about it. And I was like, you know what? That's the one case. Maybe it was like he's a really horny guy. Maybe this just was a one-off. It happened. It was a oops, he didn't realize. I don't know. Benefit of the doubt type of deal. Ended up talking more. We talked more and more. He's hungry, whatever. He didn't jerk off today. I'm like, oh, how good for you. Like, I don't know what to tell you with that. I was talking to my mom. Nothing really interesting. I found an acrylic ball that I was fucking invested in, and I don't know. I was hyped about something and wanted to go to bed. And fuck your sleep schedule. I need you. I'm like, bruh, go get more sleep. Like night. That's the most I've ever given him was you'll be fine. Good night, love, and that was it. I say love to a bunch of people. It's not a new thing.
Mm.
But yeah.
Oh, it's the dog.
There was a photo. He asked for a photo, and I had photos of the dog. And I wish I could wake up to your beautiful face and dog every morning. I don't care as long as I'm with you. I'm happy. There was a comment at one point in here that is now gone of him saying it would be better if I had a photo, or I think it was later on, but better without the dog in the photo.
Mate, it's just...
It's never ending, and looking at those selfies of you now, fuck 'em hard. Yeah, shocker. I'm like, the urge to say, oh yeah, when I was 13, still no regrets.
That's just criminal. Get the police on the phone. That is criminal.
And this is where it was, so 6 days after us starting talking, I'm scared to show and tell you because there's a chance you'll hate me or never talk to me again or expose me to everyone in the Discord. Like, you could totally take me down. I just, in case it ever came out. And it was that video that was made 2 years ago that talks about him being a child groomer. And I'm like, okay, I was listening to it. I had watched it through. I'm nervous just because, like, you can post in the Discord if you really wanted to hurt me. And I was just kind of listening to it as we were going. And then I got to the part, and, okay, you're avoiding the actual issue. I'm like, I'm not through the video. All right, let's hear your excuse. From 2 years ago, basically tried to make it a short story. I was on Twitter, seen a girl post a regular selfie. I told her that I thought she looked beautiful. She then told me her age. I didn't know her age, which her age was in her bio. It was literally 16. So I told her that if I ever said anything or did anything that makes her feel uncomfortable, then to tell me. And we literally didn't speak after that. This is later proven to be bullshit. It is endless conversations, and he just kept pursuing things. I didn't try to pursue her or force anything, but when the Apex Legends scandal happened, then those messages came out. I was already under the spotlight. The guy in the video made it seem like I'm trying to groom children, and lied and asked for more pictures and shit, which he conveniently didn't have proof of. I did notice that. I found it odd that why not post the entire chat log from either side, his side or the guy's video side. I now know the other side wasn't posted because there were sexual things and the girl was uncomfortable and didn't want that shared. That I can understand. But from what his explanation is, if there's no longer like any more chat logs, why not just post the entire chat log from your side in response? I wasn't going to feed into it. I spent like a year into it for it to finally down, lost hundreds of stuff, got called names in my comments, had to disable them, then I switched games. Had 3,000 subscribers, now I'm at 9,000. If this video starts spreading again, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm scared somebody will find it and just spam post it in Discord and everyone will think I'm a child predator. When you type into Google, you literally, or anything, Simply Amazing, it's like one of the first things that pops up. Like, you can find it right here. It's not a hard thing to find, but he actively went out of his way to send it. And that, in my opinion, was like, okay, he didn't have to send this to any of us, and he sent it to me and like most of his admin team that were girls and such. So that's a bold move, especially after what just happened with the 13-year-old picture. Like, I didn't really know what to think. But I said, like, why didn't you post back, this is the whole story, you can see for yourself. It would have looked better than entirely dropping off. Like, he said that he deleted his whole Twitter. Like, he addressed it on Twitter with a big post. Literally didn't help. No one cared or believed him. like, well, some people are gonna say it's doctor, but for the majority, like, wouldn't they see the outright screenshots? Like, oh, evidently there's no conversation here. This girl's making it up, or it's fake screenshots. It's like, what are your thoughts? Do you hate me? Am I a creep? Are you gonna expose me and send it to everyone? I'm like, I don't know. I gotta think about this. Like, I think you know the answer to this. I'm not gonna just outright expose you like this. It's not really my style. I don't have any proof of anything else either. Why would I do that? Worst I can do is post that video, you delete the message, and you kick me from the server. That's not gonna get anything accomplished. Well, I just wanted you to hear it in case anyone tries to expose me. If that happens, I'll just leave the Discord server and Path of Titans. I'm like,
How
okay,
ironic.
does anyone in... Yeah. Does anyone in the server actively know about it? Turkey, Cinna, and Phoenix know about it. They heard my side and are with me. Well, I'm still waiting to hear back from Phoenix about it. Phoenix was the most upset about it. I was most concerned about Turkey. Turkey is young. Cinna wasn't really... I didn't know Cinna at that point. Wasn't really sure. And Phoenix could burn in hell for all I cared. Me and her don't get along.
Right.
I was concerned about Turkey. I'm like, there's red flags. I'd be stupid to outright dismiss it. He's like, I understand. And then I was bullshitting him like, oh, there was chaos happening in my house. I was on the phone at the time with my friend, and I was basically reading this entire messaging out to her, telling her all the situation and getting her opinion. And my best friend called in the middle of it. I'm still on the phone ranting to me. I'm really sorry. Oh, I passed out, low blood sugar. I'm eating right now. And you're still avoiding telling me. You're fucking right I am. I'm like, oh, I'm just dealing with food. Oh, okay. I'm bullshitting him more. I'm like, okay, after talking to my best friend, going over the situation, I've come to the consensus for now that, like, this doesn't relate to the whole situation with you, and this is genuinely true. Right now, what I was after, it doesn't allow for a friendship. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. Not when I'm so newly into figuring out my own things and, like, getting into a new job. I want to get this macaw. Like, it's unrelated to what you told me about this, but it's a very big red flag. Oh, like, in regards to that, there's not much to be said. There's no definitive way to prove one thing or the other besides genuinely just continuing to see what you're like as time goes on. I don't think you're a groomer ultimately right now from that video, but I'm not entirely dismissing it because there's no real proof. Like, there wasn't much in that video for me to go off of. Keeping in mind, I still have that incident from above that I'm brushing off. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I'm like, it's not that, though. It's just, I just told you. It's genuinely this more than anything that this just was a convenient time of like, oh, finally I can ditch this dude and we don't have to be this constant horny harassment. I'm glad you told me, because I'd be outright pissed if you didn't tell me. I'm glad you did. Well, I tell you and all of a sudden you're not ready for a relationship. We're talking and flirting and everything. I don't know what you think talking and flirting is, but I wasn't really flirting.
Oh, he's trying to make it so like you were leading him on.
Yeah. But you happen to tell me this after I tell you. I'm like, okay, no. I talked with my best friend through this whole situation, and in basic wording is I'm not giving my animals and things the attention that they need. I'm constantly on the game all day with you, and you're constantly wanting me in VC. Like, that, it doesn't work. I understand. I'm sorry for everything and for bothering you. Like, you said that, like, I just said, fuck off, go fuck yourself, and all you came with, don't talk to me. Like, if you just understood what I had said and read what I had said, you wouldn't be apologizing or saying you're bothered, like you're gonna just fuck off now. Well, I just don't know what to say. I expect this day to start off different. I'm like, well, I didn't really expect it to start off this way either, but it's alright, really. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Nothing, just sitting here scrolling on my phone. Oh, that's boring. Come play this game with us. Well, maybe next time. You okay? Not really. I'm like, sorry, I am, really. And again, still only 6 days in, and then he just never would talk to me again. And he would talk to me in the server, and it would be very spotty. And then he, like, full force threw himself on Cinna.
Jesus.
And that's where my relationship with him kind of just cuts out.
That interview was more of a show of his character than anything else. And to the younger viewers who have watched this far, please don't continue to conversate with someone who's talking about sex and being horny within the first day, within the first week, honestly. Oh, I don't know, mate. It's just a massive red flag, ain't it? Because, like, anyway, I'm sure you've heard enough from me. But there have been a few girls who have been involved and have been victims of Simply. But I just haven't been able to get hold of them due to their own personal issues. And for that, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything's okay. I wish the best outcome for all of you guys. And that's all I have on the Simply case. I hope this has been informative. And Godspeed. I mean, he's back playing games. You know, he's back playing the game. He's he's back in the community, so watch out, guys. Oof. But now I can finally make IEL videos again, man. I've missed it. I've missed it. I swear to my very bone, I'll have more consistent uploads. I promise. I promise. And as of the day I've finished this, the embargo has been lifted on update 6.5. I just want the update, man. Give it to me. Give it to me. At this point, bro, I don't want to watch people play it. I just want to play it myself. Anyway, thank you guys. I love you all. And I hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you soon.